Hey everybody, this is Zips once again for Total Gaming Network and CS Nation, and I did promise I was going to make new videos. If all goes well, I won't have to do the audio over for this one again, so this was going to be a quick video. Like I said, I'm going to try to break these up into parts so that it's a little bit easier to maintain, it's a little bit more enjoyable for the viewer, hopefully. And so this first video, we're actually going to take a look at, just a basic town in Cube World. And you can see there's a lot of inhabitants around here. They have things to say every once in a while. Sometimes they will give you quests. The quests are basically just going to one area, running a dungeon, etc., which you can just do on your own anyway. But when you get to a town, you don't always start right next to a town or anything. Sometimes you got to find it, and they're pretty easy to find. Like, you go on your map here, and you can see that there's different biomes, obviously. Say you start around here, this would have a, I believe, a little, like a house or like a building icon somewhere out in the blue if this wasn't discovered yet. And you just run towards that and, hey, then you discover the town. But this, I believe, is the first city I've ever opened in my, in my first world. And we're going to start off in the pet district here. You can see there's not really much going on in the pet district. I don't know if it's going to be expanded upon or anything, or if this is just, I don't know how it's just going to stay for whatever reason, but there's no shops in the pet district. There's no, I mean, there's a pet there, but they're all over the place. There really isn't too much going on here. So hopefully there's some room for expansion. Maybe they'll have some sort of pet trainers or something here. I have no idea. As it is, all you really do for the pets is you level them up separately. And you tame them from things you either find from drops or from, the shopkeeps. Which the shopkeeps, it's not even in the pet district, so I have no idea what's going on here. But now we're going to head on over to the Adventurer District. Let me zoom in a little bit while we run towards that. And a weird thing is you might notice, too, the zoom level actually affects what icons show up on your screen. So if you're out too far, you won't see any of that stuff, even on the mini-map in the top right. So you got to keep it zoomed in. So here on the Adventure District. What's going on in the Adventure District? Again, not too much really. There are class trainers. So, for instance, if I were a hunter, I talked to this person, and then I brought up my skill set, I could reset them. But I don't want to do that. That is essentially the only thing going on in the Adventure District here. Yet again, I mean, there's not much. Well, my turtle's going to be dealing with that until I call him over here. Anyway, so, I mean, they have various class trainers. You can just seek them out. The skill reset's kind of finicky. More people just hanging out, chilling. This is like a warrior, class trainer, etc. Inside the buildings, nothing really going on. There's nothing to examine yet. Again, this is an alpha, so there's a long way to go here before the feature set's finalized and everything. So there is an inn. As I mentioned in the first video, if you go to the inn, there's an innkeep. Hello. See? 6 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So if you talk to them between those times, that is the only time you'll be able to reset it. This is different from the first time I made a video, because it used to be any time you talk to them, it'll reset it to the start of the day, and now they changed that, so you do have at least a little bit of a passage of time there before you can reset it. Now, let's head on over to the Trade District here in the west. We'll take a look at what's going on over here. The Trade District is primarily going to be where you're going to spend most of your time here, because you have things like the armor, and you go in, you can buy armor, obviously, and you can see over here, power level 71. So you want to scroll down, find something that's close to, your power level, and make sure it's actually for your class. This is assuming you need armor. If you don't need armor, then you're probably not going to be coming here. The only reason you might actually come here is if you want to, sell something. So, again, Nothing really important there. You know, like in most RPGs, you're probably not going to buy most of your armor. Maybe to start with, but you are eventually going to get some really high-level stuff that you're not going to be able to beat by buying something. This person is the... it's an identifier. I hope that's what the proper name for this person is. Say you had some sort of unidentified blob in your inventory you want to identify. You just drag it over here, they identify it. Sometimes it's a high-level, piece of equipment. Sometimes it's not. But that is pretty much their only purpose. Over here, weaponsmith. Well, no, this isn't a weaponsmith. It's just a weapon vendor. There's a different weaponsmith. Again, if you need a weapon, you find your power level. What the cool thing about this is, if you scroll to one area in one shop, it kind of stays there in the other shops, so that's kind of nice. But, you can just buy something if you want it here, or you can sell it, etc. You get the idea. You've seen shops before in RPGs. Moving on to the... It's not really a potion shop, it's kind of a general store, but their main purpose here is to let you buy a ton of, and let me scroll up. Well, you can see formulas, you got bombs. Bombs I haven't really used too much. Maybe they'll be more useful later on in the final game or something, but you can buy lamps here, better lamps. I have a better lamp than this already, so I don't need to buy that. You can buy a glider, you can buy a boat. And once you have those, you don't need to buy them again. They're just always there in your inventory. I mean, you could accidentally sell them or something, but, I mean, you'd have to screw up pretty badly for that to happen. But you got a glider, boat. Once you have that, they're yours. Sometimes they will have different pet foods. This one sells bubble gum. But the main important thing here is the glass flasks. And once you have those, you'll be able to craft the potions. Typically, if you pick up those little heart pieces around the world, which I'll show in another video, you gotta go to a well, you gotta fill up the glass flasks, and then you can make the health potions. If you have cactus pieces, you do not need the water, but they tend to heal you a little bit more slowly than the normal health potions. Here we are in the crafting district. Again, you're gonna be spending a lot of time here. Wait a minute. Anyway, crafting district. Use furnace. Say I had room in my inventory. Yeah, I don't have enough room in my inventory. But this is where you come to smelt stuff in the furnace. Customization bench. Say I want to customize this. There we go. Just right click on that. And I got a gold cube. I can put one on there. It doesn't do anything. But you sometimes get these other cubes that give you some enhanced ability. I mean, they're not... Doesn't seem unbalanced or anything, but... that is there for you if you prefer. Anvil, again, if you want to make like a sword or something, or a piece of metal armor, etc., then you can do it here. I build one, so I don't have any use for that really. But over here, let's turn my lantern off. Look at all these people here. Over here is the sawmill, essentially. You got your workbench again, where you can make wands. And over here, cut wood. If you got wood cubes, you can cut it. Or, excuse me, if you have the wood logs, you can cut it into wood cubes. I believe that's the only purpose for that. Over here, if I don't get stuck on a potted plant, is the cloth and clothing area. So, you got your spinning wheel here. If I had silk yarn, or a cobweb, you can make it into silk yarn at that. Over here, the loom. If you want to make some silk robes or something like that, you do it there. And you can just talk to this person that they love camping. And there is one more thing, which I got to find on my map real quick, and I believe it is to the south there. Yeah, it looks like it. Well, let's just head off in this direction. Typically in every city, at least in every city that I've ever come across, there is this tall building. It's typically in the middle, maybe, sometimes it's a little bit off to the side or whatever. But you go to this building, and inside is a person will sell you upgrades to your current weapons or armor. The problem here, like say I want to upgrade this. You right click on it, you put it in there. Say you want to upgrade this item to be closer to your power level. This is power level 54 right now. Upgrade it to level 71. It's a pretty big jump, right? So you'd expect it would cost a lot anyway. So that's 4,344 platinum coins. I have 272. You get platinum coins from killing dungeon bosses. And typically when you do that, you tend to level up. Now, unless you're upgrading this stuff early on in the game, there will come a point where you're leveling up faster and thus increasing this cost faster than you are earning the coins to cover that cost. I'm at the point right now where anything I try to upgrade, look at this, 16,384 from a power level 67 to a power level 71. There's no way I'm ever going to be able to get that. That's insane. Now, unless there's been some weird balance behind the scenes tweaks in the last update, which I'm unaware of, there's just nothing. I can't upgrade my pit, obviously. Power level 60 to power level 71, almost 11,000. You get the idea here. It's a huge, huge cost that it's just not going to happen. Unless you get to the point later on where it takes forever between levels, character levels, and you can finally start catching up with the platinum coins, I just don't see how this is going to be feasible for most people. So that does need balance. But, I mean, that does exist. You don't have to use it. Like I said, I used it early on for a couple items, but yeah, this has been a quick look at Cube World. Like I said, I was going to do more videos, and I still will do more videos. This has just been the first part where hopefully OBS is cooperating and you get the idea here. If not, I will be redoing the audio for this separately, which is going to suck. So everybody, thanks for watching. This has been Zips once again for TGN and CSN, and hopefully we'll do more of these. Hopefully this gives you just a basic idea, and we'll catch you next time.